Ah, well, what is the deal, YouTube? It is Craig Harris, the black man in the green chair, sitting on a sweltering, is it Tuesday? Tuesday afternoon. It is freaking hot outside. I had to go over and do some yard work for my mom. That's why I'm running late. So extend me a professional courtesy here, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. I mean, it is blistering outside, though. I mean, golly, it's already like 90 degrees outside. And no joke, I thought cutting the front yard, it doesn't take me long, but I was drenched. So a little more sweatier than I thought. Yeah, sweaty. So, but what's up, everybody? I see everybody in the chat. So of course, J-Dub, what's up, everybody over there? Yes, I'm sorry I'm late. So, you know, J-Dub first. All right. And a big shout out to J-Dub for that was a hell of a show I think we did on Sunday over on the gaming couch with Fox and Wolfflow. Big shout out to Wolfflow. Glad to see he's backing at it again. But yeah, J-Dub, what's happening with you, bro? Of course he's at the office closing the deal. That's that J-Dub for you, boy. That's why I like having him on the show because he's bringing not only can he talk to you guys as a fan, but he can also talk to you guys as, as a businessman, flat out businessman. So, I've had people say J-Dub ain't qualified enough. J-Dub, he's rolling. He's rolling over there. So big shout out to him. Always appreciate him being a sub. Big shout out to you, Top Dog. I see you there, my brother, and keeping it real. How you doing? So like I said, I'm sorry I'm behind. And yes, I see you there, Halo Storm. It's your day off, and you decided to spend it here with us. I love it. Thank you for coming, my brother. Thank you for coming. So you have to forgive me. I'm eating as I'm podcasting, and I'm drinking as I'm podcasting. So, but let me get to the news. Of course, let me get to this Gran Turismo release date. October 17th, folks, for everybody that's interested in it. It will be, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to apply the Microsoft term of true 4K to the Sony games and the Microsoft games. That's just easier to do at this point, okay? So, Gran Turismo Sport is true 4K. It is going to be 1800p checkerboarded up to 4K buffer. Therefore, according to Microsoft, it is true 4K and falls under their realm of true 4K, I should say. And apparently, let's go on here. It's got minimum. This is minimum, guys. Anywhere from 128 to 177 cars. It's got anywhere from 9 to 19 locations, and it's got anywhere from 11 to 27 courses. So this is good news if you like driving games. Like I said, it's the revenge of the driving game. So this year, to me, the driving game and the JRPG has come back with a vengeance, whether it be the Forza series with Motorsport 7, Gran Turismo coming out, Drive Club still available, and Cars 2. I think that's our Project Cars 2. I'm sorry. All those games are going to be good, have something to offer. Sony does have, I think, Drive Club and, of course, Gran Turismo, I believe, is exclusive to that platform. Forza is exclusive to the MS console. And, of course, Project Cars 2 kind of balances everybody out because it does some things better than Forza. It does some things better than Drive Club. And I don't know about Gran Turismo. That hasn't hit yet. But, again, October 17th, anything you see with the GT Sport logo is a brand new car. They've actually added the brand new Bugatti. I think I'm saying that right, which costs about, I think each Bugatti is handmade. Of course, when it's made, it's $3 million per car. Sounds staticky. Okay, let me saying that right. Which costs about. Let me run that here. Bugatti is handmade. Of course, when it's made, it's $3 million. Okay, I see what you're talking about. See if I can turn it down a little bit. Hopefully that gets a little bit better. Hopefully. Yeah, Google has been, Google has been acting up. This is a blue microphone, so hopefully it gets a little bit better. So I know I was watching a podcast yesterday, and it was sounding really off and staticky. So, and no, I'm not. All right, thanks, Halo Storm. Yeah, hopefully it'll correct itself. Appreciate it. No, I'm not taking a shot at the Xbox community, and I'm going to go into that on commentary. So, but let's move on here. The Destiny 2 beta started today. For the people that pre-ordered it, it's available now. I did see Keeping It Real. He brought the real good information here when he said that it's up and running now. Okay, you can go ahead if you pre-ordered it, and I think this weekend it may be a free beta. I'm not for sure, but nevertheless, it's today on the PlayStation. I believe it starts tomorrow for the Xbox, and I think it's going to come later on down on PC. So it sounds a little bit better. Cool, thanks. So, but again, it's going to be 13 GB. I think that means gigabyte. So you got to have minimum that available. And the striker mode, gunslinger mode, and Void Walker with grenades and the melees and stuff like that. That's all available to you at the top of the beginning. You're going to also be playing. You all need to watch yourselves because they did announce Bungie is going to be each game that's set up and running. A Bungie employee very well may be in there with you. So you need to watch what you're saying in these rooms because they will look at you. They can source your IP and just get you out of the game. They will ban you from playing the game. So everybody go and have fun that plans on playing this game and just watch it and have fun. So this FYI for everybody out there, it's a public service announcement. You shouldn't be acting like idiots online anyway, but just in case you decide to have a Geritol moment, like I be forgetting shit sometimes, they will be there to make sure that you remember. So also as you play, make sure you give feedback. So how you like the guns, how you like the way the game is playing, how it feels, does it feel balanced? All that's important to the people that are making the game. So give them, you can criticize the game. Just, be constructive with the criticism. You don't like the way the gun is reacting? Just say, it's got too much recoil, it's taking too long to reload, it's stuff like that, So just be constructive with your criticism. It's cool. It's all right. Like I said, it's no big deal. Also, some other news. You got two different analysts saying that saying that the new PlayStation will be out. One is saying 18 and the other one is saying 19. But I've always said I think it's going to be announced in 19. So, or maybe, but 18, you need to understand Q4 of 18 actually goes into 19 physically. So expect an announcement at E3 next year. That's just what I'm getting a weird feeling about this. Sony again wants to time their PlayStation with the 4K market being at the minimum 35%, minimum 35%. But I think they're going to time it with the 25th year anniversary of the PS1. I think it'll launch day to day on that. Whenever PS1 launched, which I can't remember, but whenever it launched, that's when you're going to see the PS5 launch. And as far as what it's going to have in it, we've speculated on that, and that's all we really can do. So what's going on, Lou Dog? So just everybody's got to really understand that it's going to be the most powerful console out there. So that's the way I would look at it. And that's coming. That's a friend of mine that works at the Microsoft store said, yeah, Sony's going to make a console more powerful than this one. So, but I mean, it wasn't like he was taking a shot. That's no shot at them. So, Microsoft already knows that. And now they have to wait and see how the Xbox One X does because I wouldn't expect Microsoft to announce anything on a new Xbox until at least 3 years into the life cycle of their new console. So 2020 for them, an announcement, maybe 2021 for a new Xbox, depending on how their fans support the Xbox overall. Because again, I think they're going to sell more of the Xbox S's than they will the Xbox X. But they anticipate that too, and that's what Phil Spencer said, and I agree with Phil Spencer. So no reason for somebody to walk in and can pay $200 with a game, you know, a digital download game on the Xbox S, and the Xbox One X is sitting there at $500. And it does a little bit more. I've said that, you know, but it doesn't do $300 more. This is what you got to look at it is it $300 better than the Xbox One S? And the answer to that, I'm afraid, is going to overwhelmingly be no. But nevertheless, we have to wait and see. You got a few more months. You can sign up with GameStop to be first to know. So right now, the FCC is going to meet 26th of this month to see if they can clear that name. So hopefully by August 1st, we get some kind of announcement for the people that are going to run out and buy the system, like J-Dub and Halo Storm, everybody that's buying it. You know, shout out to all you guys that are going out there early supporting it, early adopting. Nothing wrong with that. Hopefully you get rewarded, like the guys that bought the Switch and, you know, get stuff like that, PlayStation VR, because there's more games coming out for the PlayStation VR and the Switch. So the early adopters, congrats, you got one. You know, I always wait. I always wait at least 90 days, the minimum, to see fail rates and things like that, because they have to report to everything to the FCC, and they have to report everything to the SEC, you know, Security Exchange Commission, in 90 days. They have to report fail rates, things like that. So, but we have to wait and see. So, am I getting lost? So I don't know. I'm playing. I tell you what, I jumped back into this Ghost Recon Wildlands. I got that 1.7 update, lets you do tier 1, and I'm really enjoying that. I changed the way my character looks. I went in and did that. It's just my character looks hardcore now. All dressed in all black now, black boots, black pants, black bandana, black glasses. I mean, he is hardcore. Black gun. I'm good. But yeah, let me move on here to the Xbox X news. Xbox X news. I reported this last week, so let's give Craig Harris a pat on the back. But the Evil Within 2. So I guess they're still Evil Within because we're getting a part 2. The Evil Within 2 and is getting a Xbox X 4K patch or enhancement. That's what they mean by enhanced. So they're getting a patch for their console, and I think it was another game. Hell, I can't remember what. There's another Bethesda game that they're getting, but 2 games coming out. One is Evil Within 2 is getting a 4K patch. Let me see if I can jump in here and find what that other game. PS4 looked phenomenal. I mean, let's just give credit where credit is due. That game really looks promising. So hopefully that works out. I'm actually going to my internet now to see, because I know one is Evil Within 2, and I thought I wrote down the other game, but there's a bunch of Xbox news. So they are getting more games. They're getting more games that are going to be enhanced, than native. But again, this is part of early adopting. When you early adopt, you're not going to get a whole lot. And yes, you can go ahead and wait. Said, hey, bro, we're going to wait 2 to 3 years for their exclusive games. I'll check in 2 to 3 years. Also, when you come in later on any cycle game, for these consoles, I may be able to get an Xbox One X in 2 years for $250. We just don't know, So let me see. Let me type in Xbox news, because this usually just pops right up. Let's see here. Daily Express is reporting heavy volume on the Destiny beta. People may have trouble getting on and stuff like that. So, but I really want, here we go. 2 huge new games, blah, 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 blah. The Evil Within and Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, which we all knew Wolfenstein 2, but let's give me a pat on the back because I broke that to you guys, what, a week ago? Yeah, thank you. It's Wolfenstein. Yeah, thank you, Call of Duty. Yeah, but I broke this a week ago. I told you all, I am the person to come to be your aggregate source of news. Oh, and also a big shout out to everybody. I just hit 250 subs, so I appreciate everybody. But yes, Wolfenstein is getting an enhanced mode on the Xbox X. And again, remember what that means, folks. So let's go over it again. Let's see here. Let me pull this up very fast. Windows, whatever it's called, Windows Central. Moving slow today. I don't know why. That's disappointing. But anyway, it's enhanced, so that means they're going to get they're taking advantage of something on the console. So I don't know why this is coming up, but it's enhanced. I mean, I think we do now understand that true 4K to Microsoft means anything that hits the 4K buffer through dynamic, native, or checkerboard. So what I'm going to do from now on, starting today, is I'm going to apply that to the Sony system too, because that's just the best way to do it. So from now on, Mass Effect Andromeda is true 4K on the Pro, even though it's 1800p. So, and it's checkerboarded up to 2160p. So shout out to BioWare for doing that at least, because everybody else, we got holes. I mean, my God, on that game. Let's say my back still hurts. Okay, let's read Xbox X Enhanced. A developer has done special work to take advantage of Xbox One X's 6 T-flops of power. Enhanced features will vary by game. So that's what Xbox One X Enhanced means. When you go to buy the games and it says enhanced, that's what it means. Okay, so now everybody can understand what they're talking about. So that's Halo Storm. That's what Microsoft calls true 4K, bro. I mean, there's no reason to argue with me. That's their official statement, okay? I'm just telling you what it said. I can read it again if you want me to. A game has a 2160 frame buffer output. That includes native, checkerboard, and dynamic resolution. That's official from Microsoft. That it can't get no more official than that. That's coming from Microsoft. So I'm not making or bashing or anything like that, bro. So so it is what it is. So no, all right, Widowmaker now. True 4K, that's what it meant. True 4K is their moniker for anything that hits the 2160p buffer. So it's not two different things, man. You gotta stop. Come on now. Come on, bro. You're my brother from another mother, but come on, bro. That I just read you what it means, and I sent you the address on what it meant. So yeah. Always breaking news. Yeah. I'm not breaking news. This is what the J-Dub cracking me up because he's the one that sent me the email, the direct message that I have in a permanent email now. I just don't know how to send it out. Or else I would put it in the chat for everybody to look at. So, oh, speaking of look at, oh, yeah, good. Sorry, I'm eating, guys. Yes, it's 2160p Halo Storm. That's all it means. It just means that they can use dynamic and native and shitfire checkerboard. That's what you guys don't seem to be understanding. What's up, Trey BK? I guess I just have to own that, I guess. I got to quit running from it. The Viagra voice of YouTube. As long as I don't have to use it. Because black people don't have to use Viagra. There's nothing wrong with us. You'll never see black people doing a commercial for Viagra. There's always some woman who's mad at her man talking about the men don't even do the commercial anymore. It's some woman that's doing a commercial for Viagra now. Anyway, I digress. But so Gears of War 4, I'm trying to give people good Xbox news, and you all are just pulling me in because you're misinformed. Stop being misinformed. Stop listening to Jack Reacher. Okay? I'm telling you what it means based on what Windows Central, which is owned and run by Microsoft, said. Period. Stop arguing with me. You know? I mean, seriously, just get over it. I mean, am I not going to buy Assassin's Creed? Because according to Microsoft, it's true 4K on the Pro because it's going to use dynamic resolution to hit the 2160p buffer. That's just the reality to the situation. Get over it, folks. Other than Forza. Forza, right? Well, yeah, you're right. Halo Storm is right. Gears of War, which again is a first-party game, which everybody expected. Shout out to Randall Thor because he said this. The first-party games should get the most squeeze out of that orange. So Gears of War 4 is going to officially be a 4K native HDR Dolby Atmos supported game. So this game is taking advantage of everything that the Xbox can offer. Period. This will be their most complete game. Now, it hasn't been announced about Forza taking advantage of Dolby Atmos. That doesn't mean it won't. That doesn't mean it won't. It just hasn't been announced yet. Gears of War 4 is going to support everything. This will be the most complete Xbox game when it comes out. I don't know when they're launching it, but it will be a 4K native title. It's going to be 4K 30. Again, I don't care that it is, but it's 4K 30 native with HDR and Dolby Atmos. So it will look stunning. It will look stunning, you know, and it will sound great if you have Dolby Atmos. Now, I don't know what the difference is. I don't know, J-Dub, if you closed that meeting yet real quick. Is there a huge difference between the 7.1 surround sound and this is a direct comparison to the Pro because it has 7.1 surround sound. Is there a huge difference in Atmos and 7.1 surround? That's my question. I know from the Xbox One S, which has the 5.1, Dolby Atmos is a huge jump. It's a huge jump. So congrats to them for getting this. I mean, you all can't be happy getting something. Here I am reporting great news, and I'm not seeing anybody over here talking about the games. I see Widowmaker talking about 4K native still. Bro, what about the games? Halo Storm, what about the games? You're not talking about the games. You know, so that's the problem. This is the problem. I'm going to have to go right into the commentary now. Look, Phil Spencer has said we got exclusive games in the pipeline, but they won't be here for 2 to 3 years. So my question is, what do you think most people are going to do? Do you think they're going to run out and buy this thing when they got no exclusive content for it? Even though it's a lie. Anybody who thinks, shout out to BearHurter29, because he's right. Anybody who thinks exclusive games do not matter. If we didn't have exclusive games, you would not have a Nintendo because Mario is exclusive, Star Fox is exclusive, Donkey Kong is exclusive. All those sell games. Zelda, my God, what can you say about Zelda? Zelda has been around since what, the late 80s, early 90s? So you all got to knock that shit off, man. Just because Phil Spencer said it doesn't mean it's true. Matter of fact, it's not true. You all did not go out and support first-party IP on that console. That's a fact. That is a fact. So and another chance for you all to run out and support something is Kingdom Hearts 3. You all better go out and buy Kingdom Hearts 3. That game is coming to that console. It was a PlayStation exclusive back in the day. You now have access to it. You better go fucking buy the game. And I don't care if it's got Goofy and Minnie Mouse or whatever. You better go buy the game. So you don't have to open it. You can go give it away. You can go give it to, I don't know, you can send it to me and I'll do a Secret Santa with some kids at Shriners Hospital. But you need to go buy that damn game and stop worrying about what games are going to look like. Games will either be enhanced. Shout out to Jimmy B Gaming. An enhanced game is anything over 1080p. Okay? That's a fact. And I confirmed that this morning at the Microsoft store. So a game that is 1080p, this enhanced can be 1440p, it can be 1600p, it can be 1800p. Doesn't matter. It's going to upscale if you got a 4K TV. And I really don't think you guys got 4K TVs because you don't know how they work. You just don't know how they work. I mean, I'm here looking at the comment section. I'm like, my God, you all still don't know how this works? Enhanced is the same as pro support. That's true to a certain extent. Yeah, matter of fact, that's what I would compare it to. I didn't even think about that, Widowmaker. That's a good point. Something that's enhanced is anything over 1080p. So in the PlayStation, they call that boost mode. Okay? That's what they call it. They call it boost mode. So that's when Albert Pinello, I think his name was, said something about anything that we already have our own boost mode. That's what he was talking about. So, but what people got to ask themselves, they got to quit comparing this to the Pro and compare it to the Xbox One S. Somebody walks into the store, sees the Xbox One S for $199.99 with a digital code for a game. Or let's call it $229. What do you think they're going to buy? Are the Xbox One X with no games, meaning that it's not coming with any game. There's not any been announced yet. So not yet. Yeah, J-Dub is right. Every Xbox S game is 4K native. Too, if you go by that upscale technique. Well, yeah, the TV is upscaling. Well, J-Dub, you know that. J-Dub's trolling with that comment. Yeah, my games on my Xbox One S Xbox One S. The games I play on it, because I'm connected to a 4K buffer, my TV takes whatever game I put into that system and it upscales it to 4K. That's the truth. That is the truth. That's what my TV does. That's what your 4K TV will do. That's why I keep trying to tell you all, the only difference is going to be the 4K textures that go in, which is going to eat up a shit ton of your hard drive space. So if it's coming out with 1 terabyte, do you feel you're going to have to go out and get another terabyte of power or of memory to put in that system? Again, that's a general question. That's not a criticism. You all have got to make that choice as consumers. Now, I don't know how much 1 or 2 terabytes cost, but let's just say they cost $80. So at this point, you're at $580 and you still haven't put a physical game on your TV set yet. So you're at $600. So my next question to you is going to be, why don't you just build a PC for $600? Because you can go get the exact same AMD, I think it's the 480 or maybe the 580 that does 4K 30, does VR at a very basic level, but will do VR. Ask yourselves, why are you all not doing that? And then ask yourself, do you not think there's going to be some cat that does? So this is the reality of the situation. What's up, Dark211? So, yeah, 4K uncompromised is not lying. It's, well, what they meant by that is that they just meant that they were going to be able to take older Xbox games like Gears of War, port them into, and Forza, port them into their new system and not lose anything. That's what they meant by Forza. It's just, unfortunately, there was a group of people that took it and ran with that, thinking it was going to be something else. That's Jack Reacher. But they've come crashing back to earth. Well, you remember exact same 4K 60 uncompromised. Well, Forza 7 is 4K 60 uncompromised. It is. So they didn't lie. It's just they gave people a piece of pie and people took it as the whole pie. That's not Microsoft's fault. And, I did a podcast on that, and shout out to Grimpachi, because he did a podcast called Don't Blame Microsoft, or It's Not Microsoft's Fault. He did a good podcast on that because he was 100% correct. It's not their fault that people took what they wanted this system to be and they put what they thought. Okay, look, here's what they thought. Hold on, let me take a swig because you all are going to have to, y'all going to have to get ready for this one. They thought because the whole 1080p, 720p thing, 900p thing was such a big deal as part of the beginning of this generation, they thought that Microsoft was going to have something to that magnitude. They don't understand, and you can see by their comments, that if you go out tonight and you go buy a 4K TV, everything that's on that 4K TV is going to upscale to 2160p. It doesn't matter if you're watching friggin' The Flash tonight on the CW. If you put that on your 4K TV, your TV will take that image and stretch it to 2160p on that buffer. That's a reality of the situation. They thought that it was going to be a huge difference, and I'm telling you, it's going to do a little bit more. That's the truth. Yes, it does 4K textures. Yes, it does the 4K DVR thing. Yes, it has Dolby Atmos, but if 1 out of 5 people in the United States have a 4K TV, I can't say who cares about the 4K DVR, because not everybody that has a 4K TV at 1 in 5 is going to adopt an Xbox X. It's going to be lower than that. You know, so, but you're done here. All right, Halo Storm. So, well, bye-bye, Halo Storm. But yeah, I wish you would tell me what I was lying about. So yeah, what's up, Mark Camacho? So hey, I finally got the headsets rolling, buddy. I mean, I got those things rolling, so I appreciate it. So, but I never understood what you guys do not understand about that. Yeah, 4K output is included in checkerboarding and dynamic. You know, so it's just, I don't get why you all are having trouble with that. So, I mean, that's just the reality of our situation. Jimmy said something not right about the 4K textures on Gears 4 on his PC. Okay. Yeah, I don't know a ton about 4K textures. I just know that the Xbox X will have that capability. So, you know, that's just, it does. It has that capability. So now, and, you know, whether all the developers use that or not is part of the problem, is that a lot of them thought, a lot of their fanboys thought, okay, third-party developers are going to take advantage of this, and they're not going to do it. They're going to take the easy way out. Well, because they don't want to spend extra money. They don't want to spend extra money at all. It's so stupid to spend extra money on a group of people that don't even support their own IP, first party IP. Yeah, Minecraft is 4K native, so will Gears of War, and so will Forza 7. That's announced 4K native games, and I think is a Shadow of Mordor or something like that. So there's 4 4K native games that I know about. If somebody else has a different list, send it to me. I'll read it out loud right now. So, well, Halo Storm is gone now. He couldn't handle the truth, like Jack Nicholson said. So, I challenge anybody in the chat to come in here and make me a liar. Anybody. Do people not understand what Microsoft said about true 4K? Okay, because obviously you don't. So Widowmaker made a legitimate point. Their enhanced mode is the same as the PlayStation 4 Pro boost mode. It's the exact same thing. They're taking something, they're adding to it, whether it be they get the game at, you know, the Hitman is 1440p, 30 FPS. That would technically, Microsoft would call that enhanced. PlayStation calls it boost. So it's the same thing, though. You're going back to the bread factory. Well, don't make fun of Halo Storm. Remember, he's just a kid. So, yeah. Well, he said he was off today. Maybe he went outside to get some sun. So, but I ain't going to talk about him. If he's going to call me a liar, he can come in here and tell me what I'm lying about. So, and that's anybody. So that's what I said. Anybody wants to call me a liar, you're welcome to it, but you're going to come in here, you're going to tell me what I'm lying to you about. So, yeah, checkerboard, yeah, Bama Coon's right. Microsoft stated in the article that checkerboard, native, and dynamic is considered 4K output. Yeah, there's nothing to lie about. So yeah, I just don't understand why in the world why people are upset about it. But this is good news. I mean, they're getting for enhanced mode on Wolfenstein. They're getting an enhanced mode on the evil within. So like I said, I guess the evil's still lying within. So why Microsoft comparing their system to a high-end PC? That's just, they can call it what they want. I mean, people don't get caught up in what people are saying. They can call it whatever they want. So, well, 600 to 7, it depends on what you feel a high-end PC is. I personally think, like the PC I'm attempting to build, I would call that a high-end PC. So but y'all leave Halo Storm alone. That means I only had 249 subs. I was gonna have a T-shirt giveaway because I hit 250, but now I have to go get another sub. So, but understand they can call it. It's just like Fox News saying fair and balanced. They can say whatever they want. Doesn't make it true. So, how many third-party games will use 4K textures? Right now, none have been announced. And that's when I'm on the multiplayer podcast, that's what I'm trying to say to them. There are none that have been announced. They are projecting what they think the third-party developers are going to do. And right now, the people at Bungie kicked them in the balls because they're not doing it. Ubisoft kicked them in the balls. They're not doing it. Now, Monolith, their game is going to be 4K native, but they haven't said anything about adding 4K textures. Now, does that mean that one day they won't announce a patch and go back and patch the texture in? It doesn't mean that they won't, but the problem is that they're Jack Reacher. They're wanting it to be something it's not. They think because it's capable that the developers are going to run and do it. And the only developers that are going to do it are the first-party developers. That's the truth because those are the only two that have been announced. So you have to figure Halo 6 will probably do it as well. But until they announce 4K textures, you should not be running around saying they're going to do it. So, and that's the problem with the Halo Storm. Or anybody who keeps projecting what they want the console to be. It's just let it come out and be what it is. So, Final Fantasy 12 at the top. Yeah, I also saw a couple other games in Australia and New Zealand that are doing well. Gaming is worldwide. And if you don't believe me, you can watch the Overwatch tournament on NBC. Those teams are not just from the United States. They're from all around the world. I watched the Splatoon tournament, and yes, the team that won was out of Japan, but I think there was a team from Germany. I think there was a team from Egypt there as well. So, I mean, the Microsoft gaming community, they're fanboys. They truly don't understand what Microsoft was trying to do. I mean, me and J-Dub sat up here. We told everybody, here's what we're going to try to do, and here's what we think they're doing. And when that's what they turned around and did, we got hated on for it. Fox is more balanced than, well, my point is that they can say whatever they want to say. It's just people are reading way much into it. So, well, shout out to Ryan Landers. What's up, bro? I'm sorry to be eating in you all's ear, but Halo Storm said he was off and I needed to start the show already. And now he's unsubbed. Oh, man, what am I going to do? Yeah, build a PC at Micro Center New Age. My issue is that I don't know how to read the parts on what matches what. That's what I'm having trouble with. That's just legit. I'm just keeping it 100% with you. I'm not going to lie. So I wish I had the money to go ahead and just buy a PC at about $1,200, but the reality is I don't. So I'm trying to build one, which is fun. It's frustrating and it's scary because I'm kind of like, well, hell, what am I going to blow up today? You know, so, but it's fun. Like I said, I got my tower, I got my motherboard. Big shout out to J-Dub for the GPU. I think that's what it's called. So now I'm saving up for the Avatar Ryzen chip there that you see right now. Because I'm going to have Ryzen somehow because D-Batch told me that the Xbox X was going to have it, and he has stock, and it doesn't have it. So, you know, it is what it is. So Xbox One X probably going to get the same treatment as PS4 Pro. I personally think they're first-party developers. So far, that has been correct. The first-party developers are taking advantage of the power of what it can do way more than the third-party developers. I mean, you got to prove to the third-party developers that you're going to go out and support the games. So I fully expect Gears of War 4, if you got Gears of War 4 and you're going to get the Xbox X, you need to hold on to Gears of War 4. Don't trade it in. Don't give it to your friend. Just hold on to it. It's unfortunate they've been put in a position to say wait till fall, 100%, keeping it 100% with you all. They don't understand that games come out all year long. You know, like Hellblade's coming out in what, 3 more weeks? Lost Legacy's coming out in another month. Lawbreakers is coming out next month as well. So, I mean, games come out all year long, not when they think they should come out. Like I said, they're idiots. They're fucking idiots. But you got to love them. They're like the child that runs outside with no, you know, you always see the kid outside with no shoes on. And you're like, why is that kid got no shoes on? That's what the Xbox gaming community is at this point. It's a child running around outside with no shoes on. So, because they don't understand basic stuff. Yeah, Microsoft is relying on third party, and that's a problem for the early adopter because you can go buy a system that does a lot, not the same, but a lot of the same stuff for $100 cheaper, and you have to ask yourself, why would I go out and spend the extra $100? So, and then if you don't have a PlayStation Pro and you get you see an Xbox XS sitting there for $300 cheaper, you're going to still have the same ecosystem. You can, in theory, if the Xbox One S 500 gigabyte sells at $199 with the game, you could buy that and buy a good 4K TV and walk out the door at about $650. What do you think most people are going to do? Not all. I'm not saying the hardcore. What do you think most people are going to do? Just ask yourself that, you know, just apply that. So that's all I'm saying to you guys. So, oh, yeah, I love it. Now, Widowmaker saying my TV won't upscale if the image being set. It still doesn't anyway, Widowmaker. Guys, you got to go and find. I don't want you to believe me. Go to the store and find out. It doesn't matter. If I put in a Blu-ray at 1080p, like I have Star Trek, I have all 3 Star Treks on Blu-ray, not 4K Blu-ray, this Blu-ray. If I put that into my PlayStation that's hooked up to my 4K TV, Widowmaker, the image is going to be 1080p out of that source, but my TV will take that image and stretch it to 2160p. It will do it. That's what the TV's doing. The upscale does that for me. If I play a game, if I play on Shitfire, if I put in Forza 3, Horizon 3 on my Xbox One S, hook it up to my 4K TV, I'm going to be running that game upscale to 4K because the TV upscales it for me. I don't need a native source. Now, would it be a better looking picture if the source is native 4K and then the TV is upscaling it? Absolutely. But I'm still getting an upscale picture. That's what you guys don't seem to understand. And I don't want you to believe me. Just go find out. The TV isn't this because you put a 720p image out on the on a 4K TV, it will still stretch it on that buffer line. It will fill the picture in. Now, it may be a little bit blurry. Again, it's not going to look as good as a native picture. you know, but it still does the same thing. So he said, I can help. You're going to help me build one. Well, I appreciate it. I am scared, though, because I keep thinking I'm going to short circuit something out. So, but I got to save up for the Ryzen CPU, which should be able to run everything. And then I'm saving up for the power source, which apparently I got to buy the mother of all power sources. J-Dub don't be playing because size does matter. So, the graphics card alone is as big as my it's like a 19-inch graphics card. So, but yeah, that's the way 4K TVs work, man. If you all don't understand what is Halo Storm, you're late to the podcast. Halo Storm was a sub. He got mad, said I was lying. So I had 250 subs. I just hit 250 subs yesterday, but he unsubbed. So now I got 249 subs. So I have to go out and get 250 subs so I can do another t-shirt giveaway. So, you know, 70% off of Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15, shout out to Widowmaker. He was dead on. I love that. I love playing that game. So that game's fun as hell. So Kingdom Hearts will flop on Xbox One. Well, my point, Call of Duty, is that I'm telling them they need to go and support the game, because if they want these games to keep coming out for that system, they're going to have to go out and buy the game. Like I said, if they can buy the game, send it to me, and I will give it away. I will physically give the game. I will go to Shriners Hospital, and I'll donate the game. Or I can send it to St. Jude Hospital, because they have these video game systems at those hospitals for the kids. So I'm just telling you, if you all don't want it and you're an Xbox guy, buy it, send it to me, and or you can donate it directly to that hospital yourself. So just, you know, it is what it is. So, but Widowmaker, that's the way 4K TVs work. I mean, you're buying it because of the upscale. The upscale makes it almost worth it. Almost worth it. So, So Xbox X delayed. No, it's not delayed. They're begging for the Spider-Man game. I'm going to keep it 100% here, because Spider-Man is the most popular superhero in the world. So it doesn't matter that you're an Xbox guy, if you want to call yourself, or a Sony guy, Nintendo guy. Everybody wants that game. If you go watch the comic book people react to the Spider-Man game, they're going crazy wanting that game to come out, and they don't care about 6 T-flops and all this other bullshit. All they say is, "Wow, is that game on PC?" And I typed in, "No, it's going to come out for PlayStation 4." Most of them have said, "Well, I'm going to go get me a PlayStation 4." But I mean, again, that's what fans do. Oh, I got free calling on Skype. It sent me a little bubble with a hat on. Oh. So Universal Gamer, shout out to you, brother. So I just took a simple answer and messed it up completely. I did not do that. So, you know, you all are taking. What do you all in the Xbox community think true 4K means? Honestly, I'm asking you all honestly, what do you think it means? Because Microsoft has told you what it means, so somebody can explain to me, what do you think it means? And these are for the Xbox people. Yeah, you're right about that, Endless Echo. Persona 5 destroys Final Fantasy 15. Yeah, Persona 5 was actually pretty good. I do have a wrist strap, and I have to ground myself. What do you mean ground myself? Ground myself to what? I do have the wrist strap, though. Microsoft should have focused having the Xbox One X at 1080p 60 for all games, but yet games are stuck. Well, understand that they may do that still. I mean, it's just now coming out, but they may have games that be 1080p 60. That could be their enhancement. You know what I'm saying? They can say, "Oh, we can keep it at 1080p and hit 60 on whatever game." See what I'm saying? So I'm willing to give them at least a year with the console to see what it can and cannot do. But that's me. I don't early adopt anything. Oh, I did not know Street Fighter got a new character. But the only fighter I play is Mortal Kombat. Nothing against Street Fighter and Tekken and all those games, Killer Instinct. Mortal Kombat to me is the best fighting game of all time. So, because it has fatalities on it. Everybody else just gets knocked down, and you can declare a winner. So, winner, chicken dinner. So yeah. Yeah, but that's why they're I answered about the Spider-Man game. Yeah. Yeah, VG Charts, that was my main for Final Fantasy 15. Yeah, I like Final Fantasy. It's a game that's been around that long. You just have to tip your hat to. It's like Halo and stuff like that. Those games have been around for a long ass time. You just tip your hat and you keep going. Yeah, Halo 5 is going to get a 4K update. So you'll be mad at 30. I mean, you're on a console, so 30 is what you should expect. So, but Halo 5, I believe, is getting a 4K update. So, and Halo 6, now Halo 6 may be 4K 60. We just have to wait and see. So, we're just, but we won't find out for another year or two. So, but I expect some kind of Halo announcement at E3 next year. So, but Injustice 2, yeah, Injustice 2 again. From what I saw, it does look really cool. So I'll ground myself when I'm building the PC. Yeah, touch the frame of the computer is what. Oh, okay, all right, I got you now. All right, yeah, I'm actually gonna buy a static mat for like $15 at Lowe's. Sony should bring back Siphon filter. Yeah, that would be cool. They should bring back SOCOM too. They're not going to do it, but yeah, Siphon filter. Yeah, I tell people that Siphon filter, that guy was, that guy was hardcore. I like that game. My perspective on 60 FPS. If you want 60 FPS, you should buy a PC. That's what I've always thought. I mean, I'm not, I don't have an issue with 60 or 30. All right, Forza Horizon 3 is 30 FPS. It's considered by most better than Motorsports. That's, I mean, it's one is 30, one is 60. So you see what I'm saying? So Gears of War 4 is 30 FPS and people like that game. So, it is what it is. So Halo is 60 FPS now. No, I didn't know that. That's fine. Then okay, if they can already hit 60 now, they should be able to hit 4K native. That's what they meant by uncompromised. So that's what you should look for with Halo 6. Look for that. It should be in theory 4K native with HDR, possibly with HDR, and then 60 because it's already maxed out to 60. So that's fine. Do I think oh boy, I'll get to the PS5 questions. Yeah. Xbox fans hate Sony so much, yet they support them every time they go see a movie that's by Sony. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, the differences in the consoles is in the games of the consoles that Sony sells experiences and brings you in like a movie would. And Microsoft, their whole thing is based on online play, which, that's, to me, online play when I started playing online, I started playing on PC. So I moved into the console space. It was different, but PC, people are like, well, the online community on PC sucks. Well, because you're playing games, playing singular games on PC is garbage. You got to play those games that, like a Star Citizen, when you go out with a group, or an Elite Dangerous when you're with a group. Games like that are what really make the PC stand out. So, and the real-time strategy games. If you like real-time strategy, I like real-time strategy like XCOM and the Sid Meier games and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff I like, but I can't bring what I like to everybody else. And that's what the Xbox community overall will do. That's what it will do. On the multiplayer podcast a couple weeks ago, when Porter Rock 77, shout out to him, was on there, what did T Reaper ask him? He said, quote, his question was, quote, Did you see enough to make a change? End quote. Because that's what they were expecting. They were expecting everybody to leave their ecosystem to go buy that console. And I'm this, man, it's just not going to happen. I mean, matter of fact, it's not going to happen at all. So, and which will move me into another part of my commentary. Is it too late for the Xbox One X? And my answer to that is no. It is not too late for Xbox One X because the adoption rate of 4K television is only 1 out of 5. So they're coming in while it's a low TV adoption rate. You could arguably say it's too soon. I would have probably waited at the minimum for the adoption rate to be 30%. I mean, that way you're at least out of 1 in 4 at that point. So, but that's just my opinion. I am not at Microsoft getting my balls kicked by Sony. Microsoft's getting their balls kicked by Sony. So, and it's bad. It's as bad as what everybody makes it out to be. So, I mean, I'm not, and that's no fanboy bullshit. Sony is dominating this market at this point. It's dominating the market. So, do I think 4K 60 on PS5 is maximum optimal? Boy. Let's have to wait and see what PS5 is going to be. The friend of mine that works at the Microsoft store said that they already know PS5 is going to be way more powerful. That's all they said. But we have to wait to see how much more powerful. I've said 8 to 10 T-flops. Is that really that much more powerful than 6? 8 is 8 really? Now maybe. So, but what Sony will probably aim for is to get away from the whole checkerboard and dynamic thing. But that doesn't mean third-party developers won't do it. I mean, I'm serious. That's what you got to really think about is the third-party developers are going to do what's better for them, not what's best for Microsoft or Sony. So, what's up, Tal? What's up, Andrew? What do you want in PS5? I want the Ryzen CPU in the PS5. After that, it's all gravy. The GPU was donated to me by J-Dub. Big shout out to him. It is the R9256X or something like that. So T Reaper is a jackass. Yeah, like I said, if he interrupted me again on that podcast, I would have went to his house and shot him in his own goddamn kitchen. So, but my point is that what he asked first was the most important question of that podcast. That is, are you going to make a change? Did you see enough to make a change? Because that's what they thought was going to happen. That's why that whole multiplayer podcast, they're not talking about games. I'm trying to get them to talk about what games are going to be using this stuff. And they keep talking about 4K DVR and 40% more power. And I mean, that's where they're at, though. I'm just trying to get you all to see that. I mean, it's no diss on the podcast. I appreciate Next Gen reaching out and letting me get on there. So big shout out to Next Gen. But that's where they are. It's just like this morning. I'm asking the Xbox community, what do you think true 4K means? Okay, because they obviously think I'm lying about it. So you tell me what you think it is. Because I read to you verbatim what Microsoft said it was. And I'm still waiting on Widowmaker to come tell me what it is. He can come in here to the podcast. He's invited right now. He can come tell us all what true 4K means. So, but let's see if he does. Well, I personally think the Xbox X will outsell everything because it's new hardware, and it should. So, I'm still eating. I apologize. A lot of the games are going to look a lot alike. I'm not saying it won't look a little bit better on the Xbox X. It should, because it's the newer console, though. I mean, is that a surprise for everybody? That's for you, Andrew. Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but it should look a little bit better because it's the newer console. So, a strong CPU with the same can the Pro has to stomp the. Well, I mean, it's not a matter of how they're going to stomp them is with their game library. It's just like, okay, just imagine two football teams. Let me take you back to oh man, you are young. All right, 1988, the Oklahoma Sooners were running a wishbone offense. It was unstoppable. I mean, it was unstoppable. I mean, they were coached by Barry Switzer. They had some of the best athletes in America that the country has seen. They ran into the Miami Hurricanes, who didn't have as big of a football team as them. They were faster. So Miami had a pro-style offense, and they beat Oklahoma like all the time they played them. Not because Oklahoma wasn't powerful. It was because Miami was faster, and Oklahoma could not defend that offense. So what does this mean with the PlayStation and versus the Xbox? PlayStation is not going to be able to beat them on power, so they have to beat them by using the gaming market that they're dominating to push their games. That's all they can do. And the advantage they have is they have more games. I'm not going to say the games are better. I'm saying they have more games. They have more first-party studios. So the reality is that that's the reality, you know. And as you can see, they still haven't come in here. It's Halo Storm unsub. I'm still waiting on Widowmaker to come in here. All he has to do is hit me up here in the chat, and I'll send him an invite. So, but he may be at work. So if he's at work, shout out to him for being at work. Because you got a black man's got to work, got to keep his head down, keep it moving. I get that. So you're a new generation of CPU on PS5. Well, I mean, but that Endless Echo isn't the next generation of CPU, isn't it, Ryzen after Jaguar? So, you know, I mean, I wouldn't get too caught up in what the games look like. The game should look a little bit better on the Xbox because it's newer. Let's see here. Yeah, like Bear Hugger said, the game could be a great-looking game, but if it doesn't play well and it's boring, that's true too. They're keeping it real. Mark Camacho, is it true? Yeah, there is another Dragon Age. Dragon Age 4 has been confirmed. It's in early. They're writing the game right now. So the way they broke that studio down was Anthem has the A team. The best people are there. BioWare is hiring anywhere from 10 to 14 gaming developers to do Dragon Age. So they're ready to start pre-production. They've already written the game. So they're starting pre-production, and that will be their B team. And then they'll be supported by the people who made Mass Effect Andromeda, because that Mass Effect Andromeda was garbage. I mean, look, it's fixed now. I played it a little bit over the weekend. It is fixed now, but it is garbage. That my face is tired. There was no excuse for that bullshit, especially coming off of as good as those games were. So, you think that's what they'll do, Lou Dog? Possibly. Possibly. Shout out to Reunion K over there in Germany. So, But yeah, I'm still waiting on the Xbox community to come tell me what true 4K is. True 4K equals no games and checkerboarding. Well, that's not exactly true, but I get what you're saying. Shots fired. Shots fired. No disappointing all that. What did Microsoft do that was racist? I'm not saying they didn't do anything. I'm just saying, what did they do? If you're going to make an accusation, send me a link. Put a link up, and people can go check it out. So you want Xbox dudes to join your hangout. I want them to join and tell me what exactly 4K, true 4K is, because Halo Storm said I was lying about it. So, and he gave me a dislike. So, you know, I'm just saying, you know, well, by the time the Xbox X comes out with some games that are going to be on it exclusively, it'll cost like maybe $250. I mean, 2 or 3 years from now, it would depreciate at least $100 minimum. 3 years from now, so it could be Navi or something like that. So, is that what you're saying, Endless Echo? I mean, possibly. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying I thought that the next iteration of CPU after Jaguar was Ryzen. But I mean, you know, I'll be happy to stay for AMD. Now, I don't know if somebody else is working on something as well. So you could be right about that. Yeah. I mean, look, Sony in theory could go back to NVIDIA and just make a NVIDIA machine. I don't think they will, but that's my opinion. So they should make both consoles the same and let the games do the same. Well, that's happening now, Ludog. The games are doing the talking. Yeah, I'm still waiting on the Xbox guys to come in here. They're not going to come in here because I'm right. But again, you're not going to call me a liar and then not tell me what I'm lying about. So you can call me a liar, but don't say I'm a liar, then not be man enough to come in here and defend yourself. So yeah, consoles don't use the newest chips because newest chips have to go through a lot of testing. Yeah, well, okay, you're right. But see, by the time the next PlayStation is being mass produced, the Ryzen chip will be 2 to 3 years old. So, but yeah, you're right about that. Yeah. Ryzen is still being better optimized on PC. Yeah, I agree with that. So, no, yeah, canceled Fable 4. Yeah, they did do that. So, they've done some inhumane shit in Africa. Bill Gates admitted that. Immediately kills that with vaccine. Admittedly kills them. So they just. Well, I know he went over there with some stuff, but I did not know that. So I honestly did not know that. So True K equals we are desperate, believe in Fields lies and no games. Well, I'm waiting on them to tell me, okay, if that's what it means, because I'm looking at exactly what Microsoft said. And I know exactly what my friend told me at the Microsoft store this morning. So I'm waiting for them to tell me what is different than what Microsoft says it is. So, you know, because an enhanced game is just a game that's going to do something. Navi is the next gen CPU or GPU. Okay, I didn't know that. All right, thanks. Wouldn't it be something else if they had a Ryzen CPU, then they had a Navi GPU in there? So now wait a minute. I thought Vega was a GPU. So what's going on there, Drobe? I see you, my brother. You're not technically joining late. I've been on for maybe an hour, a little over an hour. So I just went into my commentary because the beta, I mean, most people should be playing this Destiny 2 beta. Somebody needed to go play it and then tell me what it's like. So because I'm not going to buy the beta. I'm going to wait for the reviews. So, you know, it wouldn't surprise me that they did do that, Andrew. So True K equals indies and more indies. Well, I don't have an issue with the indies because people blasted them for not using indies or not having a whole lot of indies on that system. So I don't have a problem with the games they have. My issue is that thinking that people are going to run out and buy it and it's $100 more. You get the same game somewhere else for $100 less. What do you think people are going to do? Vega is a current GPU. Okay, well, what if the new PlayStation has the Ryzen AMD chip in it and then the Vega GPU? So, you know, that's just something that. What if they did something like that? you know, and they do it 3 years from now. So they're taking technology that exists now and they're bringing it to you in 2 to 3 years. Okay. I mean, what do you all think it's going to be? Now, I personally, like I said, in the Xbox, I don't think it's too late for Xbox. I do think asking $500 for that thing is a little steep, considering you don't have any exclusive game. Well, thanks for the leak, Andrew. Appreciate it. So I do appreciate that. Yeah, they are timed exclusive indies. That's, you know, I mean, my point is, though, Endless Echo, was that they at least have them. You know, now hopefully the people go support them. I mean, this is up to the gamers now. They got to go support them. I did not see one indie there that I really wanted. So, but like you got games, look, and maybe Ori and the Blind Forest, the new one, will get a 4K native build. But until they announce that, they shouldn't run around and say they're going to do it. They're going to do it because if they don't do it, they look fucking stupid. Just like they said 4K 60 on all these games, and that's not true. That's not true. They look like idiots. So, you know, that's all I'm saying. You know, they look like idiots. So, you see a lot of first-party games. Do you see a lot? Yeah, they don't have a lot of first-party. They don't have a lot of first-party studios. So, I mean, the reality is that Sony has more studios and they have more games. I will never say Sony has better games than Microsoft because that's beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Pro price drop. That's what Michael Packner said. Yeah. Michael Packner. I'm sorry, I'm eating, y'all. If not, I would have done. Yeah, Cuphead. I'm going to buy Cuphead. Cuphead, State of Decay, and Metro Redo, whatever that was called, Metro something. I'm buying those games. Okay, I am going to buy those games this fall, whenever they come out. So those are the 3 games on Microsoft system I will be playing this fall. And whenever that new Ori, I don't know if they got a release date or not, but I'm gonna buy, and Forza. You know, because I think J-Dub's gonna buy Forza 7 as well. So we'll be driving around. I'll be trying to run him off the road. He'll be in 4K with all the trimmings, and I'll just be at the little table, like Thanksgiving. I'll be sitting at the kiddie table. So Vega has a lot of graphics memory, so 4K is easy rising. Take a lot of that load. Okay, well, that's what I'm saying, Universal Gamer. So what if the new PlayStation were a combination of that? Not that it will be, but what if that were the combination they put in there? You know, 3 years from now, how much do you think that console will cost to manufacture and stuff like that? I think it'll be at $600 to keep it 100% with you. I think they'll be at $599. They'll be back there again at $599. So, you know, I mean, I won't buy it because by then, hopefully, my PC will be done, and I'll just keep the PlayStation Pro. So, you know, yeah, well, I don't have 250 subs anymore because Halo Storm quit the podcast. He called me a liar. Then he won't tell me what I'm lying about. He ran off. So, but he had the day off, so the fact that he came in and spent time with us is good. So I appreciate that. Yeah, if Pro drops to $299, then wow. That's all I can say. Wow. But thanks for the compliment there. But yeah, I'm down to 249 subs now. So, but yeah, I mean, look, the Xbox guys can come in here and tell me exactly what I'm lying about. That way I can stand corrected. But you see what they do is they make accusations and they run off like a bunch of chicken shits. So everybody knows what true 4K is. So I got to check the PayPal. Yeah, I have not done that, Andrew. I'll look at it, though. I always check at the end of the month. That's why. So that's a no diss. I mean, if you did, I appreciate it, bro. I just don't check those things to the end of each month. So Halo Storm is with the Oh, that's a funny one, man. No, I don't diss on Halo Storm. If you're gonna call me a liar, that's fine. But I was giving him an opportunity to come in here and tell me what I'm lying about, and he ran off. And Widowmaker said I took something and took it out of proportion. Well, you can come in here and tell me exactly what I did wrong. I mean, I'm giving them, it's not like they don't have the opportunity to come in here and correct the record. But until they do, the record will stand. I am happy to stand corrected. I have no problem with that. So flower for a Halo Storm funeral. Halo Storm is a troll, but you got to have those guys around. Look, let me be honest with you all. As ridiculous as you may think some people are, their opinions are ultimately valuable to you. As somebody who is on YouTube talking about what's going on, you got to get other people's opinions. It doesn't matter how ridiculous you may think those people are. You still need to show them a moniker of respect. I don't appreciate being called a liar, but he did have the opportunity to come in and correct the record. He just didn't do it. But he had the day off, so maybe he went outside. So I had to laugh at him because it's funny. I'm not laughing at him per se. I'm laughing at the way he is. So I'm not going to diss him, though. Oh, he'd know if I was dissing him. I'm not dissing him. I mean, Halo Storm was a mod here, for Christ's sake. So, but he said one stupid ass thing. But he was here for the Randall Thor thing. So he did see me get Randall Thor coming on. So nobody can say that I'm like a PlayStation guy. I've had more one-on-ones with Xbox guys than I had PlayStation guys. That's just the reality of the situation. So shout out to all the Xbox guys that have come on. You know, Psycho, Widowmaker, Randall Thor. And I would just consider Randall Thor a gamer at this point. He's just a hardcore gamer. So, but Randall Thor was a big deal and I was a little bit nervous because, man, you're talking to somebody who's got a 1 million gamer score. That dude is rolling the games. So it was cool that he came on. So I did appreciate it. So hopefully he does a podcast and he invites me on. So just keep my fingers crossed. That's all I can do. I think Microsoft won't. I don't know. Do you think that Microsoft won't Xbox One and connect with TV Focus because their data is showing? No, I think, and shout out to J-Dub because he said this on the Gamer Couch. Shout out to Sean Fox. You also go check out that podcast because, like J-Dub said, I'm gonna paraphrase him. At the beginning of the generation, I'm talking years ago, before they made the developments and all that kind of stuff on how they were going to base what their console was going to be, Microsoft looked at the market and said, more people want to watch TV. So they concentrated on television. Sony said, well, we just think people buy gaming consoles to play games. So they each built consoles thinking on what the market was going to do. Microsoft got it wrong. And so that's why that's why they said that the Kinect can't be taken out. It's integral. That's what Microsoft said at the beginning of the generation. You know, so, and they got that wrong because, again, what I've always thought is that Microsoft did not anticipate and couldn't see, quite frankly, how fast smart TV, forget that it was 720p and it was 1080p, throw that out. Smart TV came down exponentially in 1 year. I still remember March 2013 walking into Best Buy and buying my first smart TV. Okay, by November of the same year, 2013, the TV I bought was $360 cheaper. It had come down that much, you know. So it's just a reality of the situation. There was no way Microsoft to see that, you know. So It is what it is. So, yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people have been put into a position where they're almost having to sell the Xbox X. And I watch, again, forgive me again, I'm still eating. Look, I watch Netflix, so I can't laugh at nobody that likes Netflix. Oh, you all, if you got Netflix, check out Last Chance U. Check that shit out. That shit is legit. It is real, but I watch Netflix through my smart television, not through my gaming console. I mean, do you see where Microsoft went wrong? When Microsoft first brought Netflix to us, I remember, because most people did not have a smart TV. Okay, I think Netflix was available on the 360, wasn't it? Most people had a 720p TV. Well, I'll take that back. I had a 720p Samsung television when the Xbox 360 came out. I bought the 360, and then 2 weeks later, I bought the smart TV at Circuit City. Shout out to Circuit City. They're now defunct now. So, but I bought my smart TV out there it was an out-of-box deal. So, a matter of fact, here's how I bought it. I got it for it was $379.99 out of box. I went out there and I bubble wrapped it myself. I said, take off another $40 and I'll buy the TV I'll bubble wrap it myself. That way you all don't have to worry about it. And that's how, and I got that TV for like $347, $347.97 is what I bought my first Samsung TV. It was 720p. It was beautiful. It was 44 inches. It was solid black. I loved it. I remember going back, playing Mass Effect on there, and somebody emailing me at the time saying, put your Sony television in dynamic and then go play Mass Effect. And it looked phenomenal. I was already a big Mass Effect fan. I became a bigger fan. So, well, I will look. I'm not lying about giving away a T-shirt. Once I hit 250 subs again, I will do a T-shirt giveaway. So, it'll probably just be I don't know if I'm going to get something put on it or if I'm going to get nothing put on it. So, do you see what I'm saying? So, I'll just buy a T-shirt and let you all put whatever you want to on it. So, anything above, what is considered 4K? Anything above 10? No, 4K is 2160p on that buffer. The issue that Widowmaker does not understand about 4K TVs is that it doesn't matter what the input signal is coming into the television, because that's what I used to think too. Let me just keep it 100 here. It doesn't matter what the TV is going to take the picture, the image is on there, and it's not going to say, oh, the image is 1080p source. I'm going to show you this at 1080p source. The TV will constantly show you a 2160p buffer. That's the way the TV works. What the Microsoft community thought was, I truly believe this is what they thought, amongst other things they were wrong about, but they thought, oh, we're going to be at 4K native. The PlayStation is going to be at 1440, 1800p. And they didn't understand that it's still going to upscale to the exact same 2160p output. It's just going to be at a possible lower source queue. So when Destiny came out and kicked them in the balls, or Bungie did, and said, no, we're not going to use your extra whatever. We're just going to put the game out as is. And then Assassin's Creed at E3, they did the exact same thing and said, this is a dynamic build. I mean, that's why they had 10 people on a podcast doing damage control, for Christ's sake. Not talking about the games, not talking about what's coming out here this fall. They damage control the fucking console. Don't damage control it. It is what it is. They were wrong. We were right. Now, go support the console or don't support the console. But stop bitching about what true 4K is when you can go to the goddamn website, you can go to the Microsoft store, you can Google it and find out what exactly it means. They act like they're seeing it in black and white, and they just like it's not filtering through their heads. So that's that, and it gets frustrating. You know, so if they're going to say you're lying, what am I lying about? I'm looking right here at what it means. You know, they would say, well, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me anymore. It is what it is. So, yeah, you remember Circuit City? Yeah, I bought my first 720p. That's called what? Standard definition now? Standard HD? I think it's called Standard HD. So yeah. Well, understand they're lying because they know they created what's called a group think tank, or it's called a group tank. Group think is what I'm sorry. It's called it's an actual social phenomenon called group think. So they find a bunch of people who feel the same. Look, I'm telling you this as somebody who has sat back and watched the whole MCU fanboy war and the DCEU fanboy war. You can't tell the DC fanboys that their shit ain't as good as Marvel's, because they'll argue you to the point of extinction. That's where they are. That's where the Xbox community is. So the DCEU has not made any $1 billion movie. Well, they should with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman will hit $1 billion probably by the end of the year. And I recommend that for everybody. That is just a good old-fashioned fun time movie. But people got to understand that the DC community is like the Xbox community in the sense that they are always going to be second. It doesn't, so they thought this is a Hail Mary, you know, here's their Hail Mary system. We have more power. That's why the narrative for them was like, well, the Sony people said it's about power, therefore it's about power. It's never been about power. It's been about games. And when the PlayStation 4 launched, it did not launch with a bunch of games. I had one. I'm like, what am I playing on this thing at this point? You know, and then finally their gaming library picked up with Killzone 4 and Infamous Second Son. With Sony, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Microsoft's Xbox One came out with more games at launch. That's just a fact. They had Rise, Son of Rome. They had Forza 7. Within the first 90 days of launch, Titanfall came out. They had more games in their launch window, which is about 5 to 6 months. Sony didn't have a whole lot until Infamous Second Son was kind of the game that when I was looking for my PlayStation 4, this is going back to 2014, I remember going to GameStop and the manager pulling me to the side and saying, look, once Infamous is going to be a 1080p 30 FPS game, that's what Sony's been talking about. So yeah, they need to have more consoles in the stores. And sure enough, 3 weeks before Infamous Second Son came out, I walked into Toys R Us on a Saturday because I was so frustrated I was going to buy an Xbox. I left my house with $600 because I was going to buy the Xbox and buy Forza Motorsports. But I got lucky. I went into GameStop first, and they had about 50 PlayStation 4s be delivered. And since they had 50 PlayStation 4s delivered, that's when I went ahead. I came back home. I traded in my Xbox for that's what I did. But my point is that Sony did not have a ton of games at launch, and they didn't. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation, folks. So these Xbox fools online are the reason I didn't buy an Xbox One. Well, don't let them not have you buy one. If you want to, if you just want to use your Xbox One for physical UHD movies, 4K movies, with HDR and stuff like that, use it for that, because we can't. I do shout out to Hard 8. We can't let that medium die. Okay, we do need more movies. I thought D23 they were going to announce what? I thought they were going to announce the movies going into 4K. They didn't do it, which means they're not going to do it this year, because D23 is where you announce that thing. But that was the most disappointing thing for me about D23. So, well, I mean, again, they're like the DC EU people when it comes to when it comes to them versus Marvel. They're making the exact same argument. So, it is what it is, Andrew. It sucks. So, what's going on there, Spartan? You didn't get the notification? Oh, man. Hit the bell. Yeah, just hit the bell, brother. That's all. It's no big deal, though. And yeah. Yeah, well, you're right, Andrew. You're right, but again, it's because they're pushing a narrative. So, but yeah, they have been caught in some half truths. And if you're wrong about something, you're human. You need to be a man and say, look, I got this wrong. It is what it is. Well, I don't blame you, Spartan. If I buy one, it won't be till they get some actual games out for it. But that's just me. So let me make that clear. That's me. I don't early adopt anything. Now, if somebody wants to buy me one and donate it to me, I'll play. And I'll play on it, but yeah, I'll wait a year or two, because they said that's when they'll have more games out, and that's fine. That's fine. I don't mind waiting. You think Sony learned a lot from it just went down. A lot from their mistakes this gen, where Microsoft is not. Both Sony and Microsoft have been guilty of hubris. Sony was guilty of it with the PS3, and Microsoft was guilty of it with the Xbox One. That's the reality. Okay, that's what happened. They're both guilty of hubris. They both paid a price. The difference is that Sony recovered for the main reason they recovered is because Blu-ray became a standard format. That's it. When Blu-ray became a standard format, people were able to say, and then the PlayStation came down because people weren't going to buy it. And you could go buy an LG, a Panasonic Blu-ray. You know what I'm saying? Samsung had Blu-ray out. So it's just a reality of the situation. So what's going to die? So, but yeah, I just think they're both guilty of hubris. So hopefully Sony has learned, because if they haven't, you'll see it. I mean, to me, Sony learned in the sense that they're bringing out games. If they brought out a shit ton of games this year, that's what people were like at E3. People were like, well, Sony had a bad E3. I'm like, well, Sony put out so many games. I mean, Nier Automata, Persona 5, all these games. I haven't, Neo. I've not been able to beat those games yet. I'm still playing, as I said, Ghost Recon. So, haven't bought a physical movie in over a decade. Damn. I bought a lot. Well, most of my movies, though, are sci-fi and superhero movies. So I got all the Star Trek movies. I got all the Star Wars movies. I just bought Logan the other day. I'm so glad I didn't buy John Wick 2. I rented John Wick 2. We watched that the other night. It was garbage. Garbage. So, but yeah. But shout out to you, Obadiah. Sony tried to make the ultimate gaming machine, and they did. It was too expensive, though. Well, it wasn't a bad gaming machine. You got to remember the games actually ran better on the Xbox 360 because it was easier to optimize the games for. And so Microsoft killed Sony with games. They did, until Sony finally got Naughty Dog to come out with the Uncharted series. That way we could see what the games could actually look like. I mean, the first party saved Sony last gen. Uncharted, God of War, Heavy Rain, stuff like that. Yeah. Well, Mark, you're right. Sony had a shitty launch. I mean, they did as far as games. Where Sony got everybody was the price and the fact they weren't going to put DMR in. But let's keep it 100%. The games coming out was not that good, and that earpiece, that thing is garbage. I still don't know why they put that thing in there. So, and Microsoft was $100 more, but remember, it came with a headset and it came with Kinect. So, but people couldn't get past $500. So that's probably why they should have at their announcement, they should have probably really pushed the fact that you were going to get a headset and stuff like that, because that would have made more sense. The headset is still almost $40 for it. So it is, you know, it is what it is. So I'm just tripping off your name, Spartan. That cracks me up. And your avatar, somebody looks like they're going to actually fight you. Although your left hand is a little bit low. Just so you know, with that avatar right there. So, yeah, I still buy physical games. I'm old school, though, so I get it. I don't like ordering things online because here's my big fear. Trying to put this PC together, that shit comes to the door. Somebody can just walk off with that shit. There's nobody here to stop them. Scary to me. So I think for the power thing and the rest of the PC, I'm going to see if I can get a PO box, because that'll just make me feel better. So yeah, I got Killzone as well. Killzone looked fantastic, Mark. I mean, it did, but Killzone 4, I was just running around in a circle because I couldn't figure out where to go. Yeah, you're right. Phil said exclusive will be coming in 2 to 3 years. You know, you don't believe him? Well, look, Halo 6 will be out in 2 years, and so will Gears 5. So, and then another Forza game will be out. So those games are coming out. But as far as exclusives to that console, I mean, what I mean exclusives, what I need to clear that up. When I say exclusive to Xbox, I mean that they won't be on PC. The game just needs to come out for that console so that they could push the console sale. Like back in the day when they released the first Halo and then Knights of the Old Republic, that was those games were on console first for a long time. Then I think they went to PC. So, and to me, I get why you want games to go to PC. You got a huge market spot, but at least give yourself a 6-month window on console with those games. So, digital for life, I get that, yeah. All right, how many people are getting the Destiny 2 beta? So, if Sony has more second-party IPs than Nintendo does first-party. I did not know that. So, I honestly didn't know that. Yeah, 360 had a better CPU and RAM. Yeah, it was just easier to program for. Yeah, Uncharted 2 and Gears of War, Metal Gear 4 were the saviors of the PlayStation. Game-wise, flat out. Just keep it at 100% here. So, yeah, they hit the Universal Gamer. That's a very good point. A lot of people did not understand that. Yeah, the PS4 came with Twitch and Ustream, right? And you could go directly to YouTube, like right out the box. So yeah, they got that right. Yeah, they hit a grand slam with their console. So I agree with that 100%. That's not talked about enough. That's a very good point. I'm gonna bring that up, and if I get back to the multiplayer podcast, they keep on ragging on it. So I forgot all about that, Universal Gamer. Great point. Yeah, the PS3 was better. It was more powerful, but the Xbox was the easier to develop for. And Xbox, I believe, at the time at launch, didn't the 360 play a lot of backwards compatible games? That's why they're making a big deal about backwards compatibility on the Xbox One. Is like, Well, wasn't the 360 backwards compatible with a lot of the games on the original Xbox? So, you know, I can't remember, but because it's going back a while, and I've had quite a few alcoholic beverages since then. Nintendo's IP sold 10 million. Yeah, well, not to mention that it's Nintendo and it's always going to sell well. So, you know, so Sony's announced their games for the next 3 years. Microsoft has announced any games. Yeah, and you know who said that? What's what? Widowmaker said that. Widowmaker said that the fact that Sony has announced what their games are going to be for the next, he said that a while ago. Sony, how did he put it? He said Sony announcing their games for the next 18 to 24 months and Microsoft not announcing any games has added to what's been going on with them right now. I mean, Widowmaker kept it 100% when he came on here. So that's what I'm saying, man. He always keeps it 100% when he comes on. So yeah, 360 was cool for 6 months. Well, remember the Red Ring of Death started too. So when the beta on Xbox games going to start, I think the beta for Destiny starts tomorrow. It started today for the PlayStation folk, but tomorrow I think for the Xbox, and later on down the road for PC. So, yeah, Sony takes 3 years to hit their stride. That's right, and we're right in this year. We're right in the middle of that shit. So, you know, with all those JRPGs hitting, and then all the driving games coming. I mean, I'm excited because it really reminds me of walking into the store. And like I said, it's not as good as back then. I'm about to wrap it up. It's not as good as back then. You used to be able to walk in the store. You had PlayStation 1 and 2 games. You had Xbox, original Xbox games. You had Dreamcast games. You had Neo Geo games. I mean, you had all these games. You had PC games in the same stores. And it's, again, the store was called Electronic Boutique, and you all know it as EB Games. So, but it was called Electronic Boutique back in the day. So I remember going up there and buying Wing Commander and Joe Montana football on PC, and you know, so yeah, Crackdown 3 is getting a 4K build. See, this is what I don't understand about Microsoft is that they showed the Crackdown they showed. I don't think that was the 4K. I don't think that was the final build, and I think this is where they messed up on Crackdown. Now that game's not going to look like that, I don't think, but people were damage controlling the game. I mean, the game did not look that good, but people still damage controlled for it. I mean, and they didn't have to because I don't think that was the final build. So use Amazon Prime. Yeah, I need to start doing that stuff too. Well, I used Amazon Prime to get my motherboard. It just took it 2 weeks to get here, but I didn't know. I guess I don't know. You pay extra for that. You get it faster. I was like, yeah, I don't care how long it takes. So I just wanted it to get here. So I'm just looking at your questions. So see, Sony has announced all that. Yeah, I did that one. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, again, Spartan, what do you expect from somebody who calls himself crap gamer? Spider-Man, I don't see the build that we saw at E3 and the build that we saw running at D23, that was on the PlayStation 4. So or PlayStation 4 Pro. So I don't know how much more. It's not that it won't be downgraded. It's not that it won't even be downgraded. The TV that we saw it on was one of Sony's best TVs they made. So, and when you look at that game in 4K, it's amazing. So you can't watch that game on YouTube at a compressed rate. You got to watch it on your 4K TV on that YouTube. So garbage overall. Angry Joe interviewed and Drill Larry Herb about the Kinect being online. I did not know he did that. So they will have to change that policy. No, I didn't know. Well, you get into an interview with somebody that calls himself Angry Joe, yeah, you're going to get smashed around a little bit. So, yeah, Crackdown 3 multiplayer. And I guess Gamescom, is that next month? Yeah, see, it's funny. Gamescom is running opposite of the Sony release of Uncharted Legacy. I think Naughty Dog did that shit on purpose to take some of the shine off what Microsoft's doing at Gamescom. And what Microsoft's doing at Gamescom is extremely important because they're going to show you the games running on the Xbox X versus the Xbox One S. That is extremely important for the people who have reservations about adopting what the new Xbox is going to be. So, all right, guys, let's not name call on this podcast in the chat. You all got to be above that. So you got to be above it. So just so you know, because I know there's new subs and stuff like that. So Crackdown is for Xbox. It is. Yeah, it is. That's what they showed us. So you want to see Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the what? One X. It's going to get an enhanced mode. They did not announce what it's going to be, though, Billy Doc. So, but they are going to have an enhanced mode. So they haven't announced. EA didn't announce what that mode is going to be, though. So well, your One X looks like Fornex from Mass Effect. That's kind of had to read it twice. So State of Decay 2 is literally 4K. You can tell from a 1080 screen. Well, but it's still, you're right, but it's still better to watch that in 4K. Crackdown 3 was not. Textures were still 1080p. Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but try to watch anything that Microsoft showed you or shows you. Try to watch it in 4K. That's just to give you a better temperature of what it's going to look like. I mean, like I said, the Forza Motorsport 7 with the and I'm talking about the E3 build, not that little build they showed with Digital Foundry. That in 4K, that looks stunning. That damn near got me to buy an Xbox One X. That's how good that game looked. And I like driving games. So that game did look stunning, but I can't get over $500. So it ain't happening. So not for me, but I can't do it. Not for no $500. So, I mean, $300 maybe. But like I said, I'll wait a year or two to get it for $300. So, it was just fun. And it's tough because I run a gaming channel and part of me is saying, like Craig, the businessman, saying I need to go ahead and buy one, but Craig, the consumer, is winning that fight 100 out of 100 times. So, and so I'm literally, this sounds bad, I'm literally waiting to see what the trade-in is going to be on the Xbox S. If they're going to say it's going to be $200 for your Xbox S at GameStop towards the Xbox One X, or some type of trade-in directly at the Microsoft store, then I will go ahead and possibly pull the trigger. I'm talking about possibly pull the trigger. So, yeah, I saw somebody say something about Star Citizen. Yeah, once my PC's built, yeah, my console's going to be turned off for a while. I'll be playing Star Citizen until my finger falls off. So, so big shout out to everybody who wants to do that. And I'm still going to get Elite Dangerous. I'm just waiting to see if I can get 4 to 6 people to play with me. So see, Kingdom Hearts 3 for Xbox One. That's great to hear. Yeah. And like I said, Spartan, the Xbox community better go by and support that game. So, oh, you got a 65-inch Bravia. Man, see, I here's the problem. You all got way better jobs, and you all probably got careers. So I work at a hospital. I do pretty good, but damn, 65 inches for 4K. Woo! You dropped some coin. Is it edge lit or backlit there, Spartan? Just asking. This is a general question, not doubting you. Just a TV, one TV guy to another TV guy. That's just a question. So no pre-order. Hold on. Endless Echo, are you drunk? Because I can't. As that's just said, with this Xbox One X, no pre-order flop. They're going to lose lots of sales. Okay. Right now, there's no pre-order because the FCC has not cleared Xbox One X yet. We may get an announcement like next Tuesday or Wednesday. They are meeting next Tuesday, I believe. So, yeah, Forza, yeah. Nobody can hate on Forza 7. That build that I saw at E3, not the one on stage, the actual physical one that somebody put on YouTube, I couldn't believe what I was looking at. The weather, I can forgive. Yes, the rain doesn't look as good as Drive Club. All right, that's what you got to understand is that they had a race going. They were showing the dynamic weather system, and you know when it's raining outside, and then you get that clearing up, and it starts getting sunny, and the clouds break. That the game actually did that physically in the sky. You noticed it. The sun hit the track, and the track was shining, shimmering. That's stunning work. I mean, let's just give them credit and keep it moving. That's what I asked you guys to do. That's what I'm doing, the same thing. I'm giving them credit. That's the best looking racing game I've ever seen. And that's going back to plunking in quarters at arcades, you know. So that looked amazing. So, and Forza Motorsports Horizon 4, I guess that's what it's called, or Forza Horizon 4 will be 4K with the same type of textures, but it will only be 30 FPS. So again, if they get the right trade-in deal, they say we're going to give you $200 for your Xbox One S, but it has to be traded in on the new Xbox, I may have to go ahead and pull the trigger, but I am not pulling no $500 trigger. Fuck that. That's not no, but hell no. You know, so that's just me though. That's the way I think. And again, I can't expect people to think the way I think. So you're still getting the Xbox One X. So, well, I mean, yeah, I don't blame people for, I understand why people would want one, but there's not enough there for me at launch, Billy Doc. Not for $500. So that's again, I can't, you know, $500 that's too much damn money. So, you know, for something that's going to play multiplats, your next console purchase will real. Oh yeah, I don't blame you, OBJ. Yeah, I can't blame you at all. So, you know, and the people, if you bought the original Xbox One, the Xbox One S, and you're going to plan on buying this, you're paying close to $1,500. You could have gotten a high-end 4K HDR PC running Vega Ryzen CPU and GPU, open frames. Just so you know, that's so you know. So I don't want you guys. I don't want to hear you guys saying I can't afford a PC. You just don't want to make the sacrifice to do one, and I get that too. Because a year ago, I didn't want to build one. So maybe you can borrow one first. Well, I might be able to borrow one. Yeah, somebody needs to send me one. You're right, Endless Echo. It is another racer. So, yeah, Forza was a game that I did a double take on that. Forza looks spectacularly better than Gran Turismo, but not Drive Club. Yeah, well, Gran Turismo is a racing simulator, and Forza is supposed to be their answer to that. In that aspect, Gran Turismo is the better game, but you can't knock Forza for what it looked like. I haven't played Gran Turismo yet. I played Drive Club and Motorsports 3. Drive Club is a better game than Forza Horizon 3. But Forza Horizon got the Hot Wheel. I mean, you know, when I played with Hot Wheels when I was a kid, shit, I play with Hot Wheels now, but I don't feel like breaking them out. I'm sitting here talking to you guys. So... So, and again, I'm not saying for people not to buy one. I'm just not going to buy one at $500. Project Cars was trash. Okay. See, to me, Spartan, Project Cars kind of comes right down the middle. It does some things a little bit better than Forza, and it did some things a little bit better than Drive Club, but it didn't do one great thing better. But I understand what you're saying. So Mark's going to buy the S instead of the X. You're the X working on news. Yeah, and I don't believe they are, Mark. This is my opinion. I don't think they are for the simple fact that they haven't sold one Xbox One X yet. They have to see what that's going to buy. If Sony released a new handheld, would I buy one? No. If I buy a handheld, it will be a Switch. But Sony does have something called Project, what do they call it? Project Libra that they're working on. So you bought 7 consoles this generation? My God. Damn. Why does everyone keep talking about PC gaming? Well, I talk about it because I'm attempting to build a PC. So, yeah, PCs are better. That's the bottom line. So, yeah, the Hot Wheels DLC is fun and colorful. Yeah, if they would make a Forza game where I could design my own Hot Wheel track, I'm good. And I can use the Vagabomb. Yeah, give me that. They'll tell you that right now. If they give me the Vagabomb and then they give me the ability to drive my own track, I'm there. I will buy an Xbox One X. So, but I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. I'm sorry I had to eat and talk at the same time, but I'm getting about to hit 2 hours. So, but does anybody have any more questions? I agree about the Hot Wheels DLC. By far, if you're not playing that Hot Wheels game for Forza, then you are missing out on something. I'm gonna keep it 100% with you all. That actually is fun. You know, put it like this. My mom is in her 70s and she even thought it was fun. Because all she had to do was hit 1 or 2 buttons and she drove around the track. So it was like a Hot Wheel. So, you know, and it was especially fun because it lets you do that first person mode in the car. And I always, as a kid, would always be driving the Hot Wheel around the track, be like, I wonder what it's like to be sitting in the car. So but yeah, you're building a PC. Why buy an Xbox One X when your PC will be able to run 4K 30? Well, I'm just simply saying that if they made the Hot Wheels game where I could build my own track and then $200 for my Xbox S, I would consider it. At that point, I could have a better fight with the consumer of me. But right now, I'm not buying one. Yeah. I have the Xbox One S, and it's here, and I think we're going to watch movies on it for the most part. So, like I said, we just bought another 4K TV, so I was able to get my PlayStation back out of the dungeon, I call it, the bedroom, because as you know, when a man and woman's in the bedroom, there's other games to be played if you can smell what I'm cooking back there. So, yeah, the beast is coming. Yeah, that's when I hit 250 subs, here's what I'm gonna do. All right, but if I get back to 250 subs, because Rip Halo Storm, he quit. He quit on us. But when I hit that, I'll get a T-shirt that says "The Beast is coming," and I'm gonna put Project Libra from Sony on the back of that T-shirt. So that's what I'll do. So, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and this is labeled as Project Libra right now for Sony. So, yeah, Obi DeJohn, I can't blame you, bro. You ain't biting on this shit. I can't blame you. So I can't blame you. So, so I'll print. What I'll do is this. I'm gonna print 5 T-shirts when I get to 250. And I'll print 5 T-shirts up, and then I'll give the first one away, and then the next 4, I'll just, somebody can buy it. Okay, somebody will buy it. I don't know how much I'll sell them for, so I'll probably sell them at a loss. So, because you got to spend money to make money, but it will say "Beast is coming" on the back of it, and say Sony Project Libra on it. I think that'd be funny as hell. So. That would be funny. So we're all still kids. Yeah, we are. So, yeah, it's called Project Libra. That's what they were calling it. I think they were just trolling Project Scorpio. So, yeah, well, we're 40. We still game. Yeah, and I'm off today, and I'm going to be playing Ghost Recon Wildlands. So anybody wants to play with me on that, come on and play. So. But I'm just trying to go through the you prefer Project Morpheus. That actually sounds pretty cool too. So, but my T-shirt will say that on there. But it'll say Project Libra. I can't put Sony Project Libra. I'll just put Project Libra. So, and then people will say, "What's Project Libra?" You can say, "Oh, it's the new Sony system." So, the PS5. Put something like that. So, You hate the Xbox X name. I do too. I wish they just stuck with Scorpio, but I don't know why they didn't. But it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. I'm just going to start calling it the X1, and also I'm going to apply True 4K to all games. That means Sony and Microsoft. So, you know, so I don't have the DLC either, Ludo. So don't feel bad. I just kind of got everything back out and started playing again because here's what I used to do. See, after E3, I would not play any games at all because I'd be outside at the pool, hanging out, drinking, whatever. And then in July, EA, I don't know if you all remember this, used to release their college football game. So that was what I would be playing now. Like physically, that's what I would be playing right now is the college football game. But when they got sued by Ed O'Bannon and his trifling black ass, when they got sued, they don't make that game anymore. So since they don't make the game anymore, I got nothing to play. So I just extended my gaming moratorium to July. And it worked out because, one, we put the PlayStation into the bedroom, and she's been playing some of the JRPGs that she likes. And I've been coaching, so it worked itself out. She likes playing video games. She has a big bean bag, and she lays on the floor, and she'll play those games for 2 to 3 hours. And I was coaching Little League Baseball, so it all worked itself out. Yeah, Billy Doc, I'm going to do a podcast maybe later on tonight about the Atari. I'm just trying to get more information on it. I agree, Spartan. A Def Jam game would be cool. Who knows? Maybe that's one of the exclusive games that Microsoft is working on. We just don't know. Yeah, but I agree with you on that. So, no, we may get something announced, but I think that would be cool as hell if you had, like, friggin' LL Cool J and all those Def Jam recording artists, Jay-Z, all them dudes walk out on stage and be like, yeah, we're going to beat each other down. They're like, wait a minute, you all don't have to fight each other. We got this right here. So But yeah, I remember Black as well. Yeah. Black and Prey and all those games. Yeah, hopefully everybody's just enjoying gaming. But I really missed the college football game. So that's just me, though. I really missed that college football game. Me and my friends, we'll be playing that 4 or 5 hours a day. We'll be playing that game. So yeah, it is for me. I'm gonna get a part-time joint just to get me some of these games starting in August, September, October, November. So I need to be a little part-time joint. But guys, I've been here I've hit the 2-hour mark. So if there are no more questions, I'm gonna bounce like a log. So I appreciate everybody being here. Like I said, everybody go play that Destiny 2 beta. Then let me know how it is. GT Sports, the release date is October 17th. It is true 4K, and it's going to have minimum 128 cars, 9 locations, and 11 layouts. And Xbox news, they're getting 4K builds for Wolfenstein, the Evil Within, and Gears of War 4K native is going to be 4K native, all that stuff. So shout out to them for doing that. This is the second game that's going to be 4K native. Second or third game. Well, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. I think they got 4 games announced 4K native. And if the list is longer, somebody let me know. I got no problem. But right now, a lot of their games are going to be dynamic and checkerboarded. It is what it is. Oh, I don't have Battlefront, or Battlefield. I assume that's Battlefield. There's Battlefront 1 and Battlefield 1. Which one are you playing, Billy Doc? So you'll need a second job to pay for the PS3. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you see how that turned out, Spartan. Hubris. I ain't going to never forget when that motherfucker said that shit. Oh, it's so good, you're going to get a second job. Yeah, fuck you, buddy. You see how that worked out. Yeah, I'll be doing some more info on Star Wars Battlefront 2 tonight. And I'll be doing some movie news as well because Zack Snyder has possibly completely walked away from that whole shit with Justice League. We have to wait and see. So So, you know, we have to wait and see. But Digital Foundry knew about 1X and 4K. All right, well, yeah, and I may do something on that too. I did see that. That did come across my call it. So, but all right then, guys, man, I appreciate it. I'm going to be on Ghost Recon. I am Craig Harris. I think it's 654. So you all can just, that's my PSN thing. So you all can just hit me up on that. I will be playing that. That's what I am physically about to go and start playing. Well, I'm going to lay down for like 15 minutes because that sun ain't taking no prisoners. So hashtag melanated skin, hashtag melanated people. But this has been Craig Harris, the black man in the green chair. As you can see, nobody with an Xbox came onto the podcast after calling me a liar to challenge me on what true 4K is, because I already know what it is. You can't tell me what it is. I tell you what it is, and you just accept the fact. Like I said, we can either do it the easy way or we can do it the hard way. And I see you all have chosen to do it the hard way in my booty warrior voice. So, you know, and like he says, don't make me ruin your butt. I'm a warrior. I am a warrior when it comes to this. So, all right, guys, that is it. I'm going to try to do a podcast later on, hopefully get some more D23 news, some more movie news. I think some more Star Wars news came out. So yeah, but I'm gonna look into the t-shirt, but I got to get back to 250 subs. I started the podcast with 250. I think I'm down to like 248 now because the Xbox folks are just, you know, are getting rolled at this point because I'm not taking no more prisoners. You know, if you're going to call somebody out, you're going to come onto the podcast and you're going to defend yourself. You're going to bring whatever you need to bring because like I said, I will take a tram to your house and come and shoot you in your own goddamn kitchen with the facts. This is Craig Harris, the black man. All right, Lou Dog 702, is that your name? Because I'll go look that up right now. More in Gamescom. Well, we have to wait and see. I think the Xbox X will be good. I think they'll be fine. Just people need to quit making it out to be something that it's not. And let's just let it come out and be what it is, and we can make a determination on if we're going to buy it or not. So, but that's it, guys. I appreciate it. All the viewers. I think we got up to like 27 viewers today, so I appreciate it. Shout out to all the subs, old and new, the ones that just joined. Spartan, I do appreciate you joining me. I'll go ahead and hit you on the back end, so I'll sub to you. So, and that's it. That's generally what I've been trying to do. And if I'm not sub to you, just let me know, and I'll sub to you through Google Plus. So just let me know, guys. But this has been Craig Harris, the black man in the green chair. I tell you what, I'm going to go to the pool. Then I'm going to play some Ghost Recon. So look for me about 3 o'clock. We're going to take down some drug cartels. I'm going to destroy some drug subs. That's what it's called, drug sub. All right, take it easy, guys. Enjoy and play the games. And if you go out tonight, wear white. Take it easy. Bye.